Yo, what's going on, guys? Vibes from the Six, and we're back again with another video. What a weekend of football it has been. But you know what? The weekend has started. The weekend is almost over. And what has happened is Manchester United have splashed the cash once again. 100 million euros on Antony. That looks like it's pretty much done and dusted, and we're gonna be talking about that. Liverpool bounced back in emphatic fashion, scoring 9 goals versus the Bournemouth. And you know what, Bournemouth? What is the point of Bournemouth Football Club at this point? You got Manchester City and Erling Haaland making an emphatic comeback at the end of the game, and Erling Haaland changing the game with a 19-minute hat trick. Yes, 19 minutes. Then you got Raheem Sterling, Raheem the Dream, keeping Chelsea afloat, securing them the 3 points and rescuing them, the 10-men Chelsea, after Conor Gallagher's red card. William Saliba and Arsenal and the boys are still top of the table. And yes, inject it. Everyone who are celebration polices that are saying we celebrated like we won the league, we'll do it again, and we'll do it again, and we'll do it again every single time we win a game this season. Celebration police keep crying. And Harry Kane is one step closer to getting that #1 Premier League goal scoring spot. He is now tied with Andrew Cole, and he's going for that number 2 spot. Wayne Rooney's next. But yeah, let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. You guys already know what it is, the Kitty G on EGTV. I got my boy Alan with me. I got my boy Rack with me. I got Dabs back in the house. We got Mojo and AK are going to be jumping in any moment now. But how are you guys doing? I'm going to start with Dabs first, guys, just before we go any further. You got a new setup. I love it.
Dabs over in Casa Amor.
Yeah, how you doing?
It's not quite finished yet. Without Soups here, the background's looking a bit. I need to make that less blurry and stuff.
You're gonna get fired,
man.
Love Island's gonna get fired.
Yeah, there's one here now. I'm warm. But you know what, Igal, it's all your viewers that hate me standing up, so I'm sat down at last, isn't it? So.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that is a little bit different. You're sitting down. But the thing is, now you're holding a mic instead of before you had.
Yeah, for now, I'm holding a mic. That'll change. It's going to be all wireless and whatever. But yeah, man. And listen, you keep celebrating. That mentality thing, yeah, is to see your players celebrate like that as a team. Yeah, people can laugh about it, but it's a big deal. It's showing that your team has team spirit. They're celebrating like that. They're celebrating. Yeah, it's a 2-1 win, but it's a win. It's a win that maybe previously Arsenal wouldn't have got. So, listen, I don't believe anyone that thinks you're going to challenge for the league. I don't believe it, but you're definitely there. Every single game that you get another 3 points, anyone that thinks you can't get top 4 football needs to kind of realize that's another 3 points towards top 4 and Champions League next season. So, by the way, actually, hold on. I just realized, look at Rax's settings as well.
Yeah, he's outside.
Green screen, man. Green screen.
Rax looks like he's a CNN caller. You know what this looks like?
That ain't green screen.
This looks like CNN. This looks like CNN. Rax is calling in from
Rax, where are you, bro?
East London, man.
You're fully what? Are you like in Stratford or something?
No, well, not far from Canary Wharf, basically.
Okay.
Like a mile end way.
Yeah, I can see Canary Wharf, bro. Trust me, I can see it loud and clear behind you. Nice, man.
And Alan, you're in friggin' San Francisco.
No, that's Brooklyn Bridge. That's New York in the background. It lights up.
Where Brooklyn at?
Okay. So where do we begin, guys? What was the best game of this weekend for you guys? Because that's the poll question I have out there. I think the Man City game was outstanding. The comeback, Haaland getting a hat trick in a couple of minutes. Liverpool game, 9 goals. Manchester United game was quite boring. Tottenham game, very boring, I think. Alan, what do you think? So if you guys had to pick a game of the game of the week so far, which game do you think it is? Just so we can start with it. Do you think it was the Man City?
No, it's got to be Liverpool 9-0, right?
Liverpool 9-0? Okay.
I mean,
look, points. I don't know. It's that in City. There's talking points on both of them, isn't there? But
let's be fair. Liverpool don't watch the season so far, so this is his big moment. Go for it, Rack.
Yeah.
Look, we needed an emphatic win, absolutely, but obviously the City goal coming from 2-0 down to storm back in the second half was was important. Even Arsenal, like, you know, a lot of people would have had you down to maybe lose or draw that game after Fulham went 1-0 up.
It's your moment to shine. It's your moment to shine. You've been voted. Man City have been voted by the poll, but we'll start with Liverpool. Liverpool win 9-0 versus Bournemouth. Where the hell did that come from? Where the hell did that come from?
Well, look, the thing is, we haven't really shown it this season, right? But we are one of the best teams in Premier League history, whether people like to admit it or not. And that was results like that and performances like that show how many 9-0s have there been in Premier League history.
Come on, Rax. How many teams are there that are the best teams in Premier League history? How many teams are we putting up there before I can accept?
I'd say we're probably certainly in the top 10. Yeah, I'd say definitely top 10.
Top 10 I'll take. If you said 5, I would have been here for an argument, but 10 I'll take.
Well, I mean, the thing is,
you've won one league, bro, with this team. Let's be real. In Premier League history,
but
you've won one league. No, but bro, come on.
No. Well, let me finish my train of thought. Right, Man City definitely are one of the top 5 teams in Premier League history. We are marginally behind them. Now, context is context. You can say if you don't win, you can have a null. What's it called? A zero-sum game and say, okay, Man City are there and Liverpool aren't there. But you know the difference between City and Liverpool is marginal, right? And therefore, by the very necessity or by that very fact, we are close to Man City, so we're close to the top 5.
Yeah, but bro, I hear what you're saying, but basically, straight away, you're going to have to put like treble winning United in there, very least, right?
That's your opinion. That's your opinion. That's your opinion, right?
Wait. They don't go in there?
Huh?
They don't go in there? I'm confused. Right.
No, what I'm saying is for me, to put Liverpool in there when they've won one league based on the fact that they're close to City, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Do you think how many other teams, if they were playing against this City team, would have been anywhere close?
But bro, if we're talking about teams,
we would have won it a couple of times,
but not winning stuff. Like
not necessarily. This City team is light years ahead, much better than the treble winning team.
That is outrageous.
Does anyone doubt that? Does anyone doubt
that? That is simply outrageous.
You lot can judge City. I'm not going to judge City. You lot can.
Just look at the way they've dominated the league. Look at the way they play. Look at the achievements. Look at the wins. Look at the points. Look at everything. Gary Neville
and all those things that you just said, Rack. All those things are the reasons why that team will be considered one of the greatest Premier League teams ever. Now, my question is, those things that you just named for Manchester City, how many of them can you name for Liverpool? Because when it comes to achievements, they're nowhere near. When it comes to, dominance, they don't have that period of dominance. They've just been glorified competitors.
Okay. No, but I know, sorry, AJ. I know I know you can say this as banter or whatever, but we are one.
No, it's a fact. It's a fact. They've just been competitors.
Even that. Well, no, we haven't just been competitive because we have won a league and we have won a Champions League. So we haven't.
Hold on, Rax, got to stop you there. Rax, got to stop you there because you said Champions League. This is Premier League. Now, if we threw in Champions League, it changes everything for me.
Bro, you can't. You don't just take you take football. Football as a whole. You don't just say, okay, this one happens between every Saturday, Sunday.
No. If someone says Premier League, I do because when we have who won the Premier League, who's the top goals? Because if we talk goals scored, we talk Premier League goals scored. So
let's bring it back.
No, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That's a terrible argument. It doesn't make any sense. So 1 minute. If a team plays on Saturday and Sunday, and a team plays on Tuesday and Wednesday, then we should only look at Saturday and Sunday, not Tuesday and Wednesday.
Rax, if someone says in the Premier League, that's one of the craziest things I've ever heard in my life. In the Premier League, then yes, we just look at in the Premier League. Okay.
Do you know what? Before we move on, can I just ask a simple question, real quick? No, Igal, please. I'm gonna forget the question. Let me just ask you. Give me 1 second, Igal, please. I just need to ask this. When we talk about these Premier League greats, and this question is for Rax. When we talk about United, for example, they can bring a treble winning team to the table. They can bring a double winning team to the table. They can win a team that won the league back to back to back. When we talk about Arsenal, they can bring an invincible team over. When we talk about Liverpool, Chelsea, they can bring over the fact that they've been probably the most dominant club in the last 20, 25 years of this league. However many years it is, I don't know. But when we talk about Man City, they can bring this team that's won 5 league titles in 6 years, or is it 4 in 6 years, or something crazy like that? What does this Liverpool team, this team from 2017 till 2022, what do they bring to this table that is unique to them that we can look at and say this is why they deserve to be amongst these other teams?
Well, I mean, we've won the Premier League. The points tallies we've got are unsurpassed by any other team called Man City. And we've been right there until the end. No other team will become anywhere close. Like, I know you can talk
but
about...
you see what I mean, though? You just talked about competing and fighting till the end.
Yeah,
United actually, we beat United on goal difference, not on 1 point.
Yeah.
God, this is madness, Igor.
Okay.
But that's... Were either of those... Was that City game under Mancini? Was that anywhere near your best City team? No, absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Okay.
Anyway, we were supposed to hold on. This was supposed to start talking about Liverpool winning 9-0 for fuck's sake.
Today,
and then you got Alan sitting there saying, "What the fuck is winning?"
Let's rein it back.
Oh, AK. Oh, I'm not taking shrapnel from AK.
Stop for 1 second. The question that Rack has been put to the chat, and the chat has spoken. Here are some of the teams that they put ahead of Liverpool. Jose's first Chelsea team, the Centurions, Man United 2008. Some people also saying 05, 04 Chelsea. I even see
minimal goals
conceded. Invincibles in there. So yeah, there's a lot of teams you could put in, and I don't know if
it's top 10. Top 10 fair.
Is it a lot? Is that a lot? You named about 4 teams there. Is that a lot?
No, top 10's fair. I agree.
In 30 years, you named 4.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's top 5. I'm not sure, but top 10.
I think it's realistic to say top 10 is fair. Yeah, but let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to 9-0. Let's bring it back to 9-0.
I can't lie to you. Like, I'm putting that Leicester team with Ranieri ahead of them as well. That achievement is greater than Liverpool's.
I know, but that achievement is the best achievement in sporting history. That's better than every other team's achievement.
And again, that is why that squad will get in that top 5 or top 6 or top 7 before this Liverpool.
No, but it's not. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the best team. That wasn't the best team. That's the greatest achievement in sporting history. Doesn't make it the best team. Do you think that
again,
beat the Premier League?
But we look at Liverpool.
Listen,
this is a combo we need to have.
Would that team be the Centurions?
This is a combo that needs to be had, because there's a lot of delusion on the Liverpool side.
Yeah, I think you're too close to your mic.
What a coincidence.
Sorry, guys, I'm driving back home as I speak to you. Sorry if this.
Okay, no worries. I'm just gonna say this. Quickly. Liverpool won 9-0, and we've yet to speak about that game. So I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna be very quick. Roberto Firmino got 2 goals and 3 assists, and 397 people triple captained him this week.
Yeah, that's a bit bizarre, isn't it?
397 people triple captain him. How the hell do you think about triple captaining a guy who hasn't scored a goal in a year?
Well, first of all,
it's a bit mad, isn't it?
Hasn't scored a goal in a year.
Bro, when was the last time he scored a goal?
Well, it's more than less than a year, I think.
I don't know, but it's less than a year.
Yeah, the reason why is because
we're exaggerating, but you get the point.
See, it's Bournemouth at home. Some Liverpool fans were exaggerating before this game, saying, it's going to be a tough game. No, this is Bournemouth. Let's be ironic. Actually, the only team that Bournemouth have beaten this season is Aston Villa. That's, who's got Liverpool ties. Gerrard's getting sacked. But anyway, we'll come on to him later. But, Liverpool expected, win, and then they end up winning comfortably. Bournemouth, for me, are going to struggle to get anywhere near 15 points.
Sorry, guys. My connection is going to cut out in a second, so I'll join back as soon as I get home in a couple of minutes.
Okay, no worries.
But the thing is, you won 9-0 and Salah didn't even score.
Yeah, Bo. I think the whole world's pissed off. I captained him. He was my captain. So
what about his
Salah not scoring a 9-0 win? How can Salah?
It's criminal.
I know. It's embarrassing. But for me, it was a standard win for Liverpool. I mean, you guys were being a bit dramatic, saying, it's going to be a tough game to Santiago. You're always going to smoke them. They're getting relegated. You guys will be fine. You just started a little slowly, like this season. But yeah, it's just nothing that weren't expected. Diaz getting a brace. Firmino finally showing up but for me, he should be in that team. He makes that front line tick. So yeah, just taking Núñez out of the situation at the moment. you know, I think if you carry on, when Nunes comes back, he goes on the bench.
Okay,
But yeah,
and finally,
easy win.
Just before we move on, are Liverpool going to make any more signings from now to the end of the season, or is that it?
Yeah, we will now. Klopp's come out and said it. So yeah, it would just be crazy to come out and say it publicly, which is not the way we normally do business. To come out and say we're going to strengthen and then not actually do it, that would be a blunder and a half. So yeah, I think we will.
Hold on, we can't move on from this. I'm not giving. Sorry, but I know it started off with me and Max arguing. We can't move on from a 9-0 this quickly. There's more talking points. Surely there's more talking points.
I think the talking points from the 9-0 is just, you know what, they bounced back. They've done what they've done.
Yeah.
The thing is how many. What I will say is, how many 9-0s have there been in Premier League history? There's been 2 others, right?
There's been
there've been 2 others.
Leicester,
Southampton, Leicester,
Man United,
and Man United against Man United, Ipswich. Okay, 4. So there's been 4 before. So these results don't come out around very often. Although, to be fair, the way you mention it, they seem to be coming around a little bit more frequently now than perhaps in the past. And we needed something to kind of blow off the cobwebs for sure. We haven't really been performed to the same intensity, and that's, you know, like Linda's has come out and said it in the past. Our identity is about intensity, and we haven't shown that today. This was the first time we showed it this season, and obviously Bournemouth were kind of there for the taking, and the start definitely helped. But we needed it. We needed this to just not necessarily as a message to anybody else. We just needed it for ourselves, and we got the win. Yeah. I think that's going to put us in good position. And we'll see what happens.
It gets that dressing room back together as well. If there was any doubt that he was losing the dressing room or whatever, it's like I started off saying Arsenal need to keep celebrating and showing the mentality. That was the key for me. No one can deny that Liverpool are going to be the team that push City this season.
What about Salah? Does somebody want us to talk about Mo Salah's
Mo Salah or Drake? Which one?
Bro, he could. I seen people making belly dancing memes. They're making fun of him already. Mo Salah is going to be ridiculed.
Mo Salah's been the top goal scorer in the Premier League for 3 seasons.
People are onto him though.
Welcome to the world of reactionary Premier League.
Onto them about what? About missing not scoring against Bournemouth?
Let me tell you, this is what the allegations people are holding against him since the back end of last season. He hasn't been the scintillating best that he's been for over the last couple of years, and he's dipped a little bit. And this season, starting off, yes, he's scored some goals already, but your new front 3 is going to take a little bit of time to get used to it. And people are even putting Salah's in decline. I don't.
I mean, did anyone see Salah play against City in the? I don't always take the what's it called, Charity Shield as the biggest marker. But he played well against City in the Charity Shield. Yeah, maybe he's not been up to his 100% best, but like you said, new system, new structure, all that's going to take some getting used to. Perhaps it might mean a step away from Salah as a goal scorer, and maybe Nunes has a step up and be more of a goal scorer. Perhaps Salah's to be more of a creator. Who knows? Time will tell. But I think anyone saying that Salah's in decline or Salah's decline right now, that's way too early. They could be right.
Question is, do you know the question is now? Yeah, for me personally, right, and. This is the first time for years that I've done fantasy football because the coppish lot have made me do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it, man. Don't do it.
But here's the thing.
Cheering for other teams.
Here's the thing. He's been my captain for the last 2 weeks, yeah? And now I'm reluctant to take him out. Because the week you take him out, right? The week you... I'm going to have to do a Maguire thing, I think, and I'm going to have to strip him with the armband, but not take him out. And just strip him with the armband and say, now score me a goal. I'm willing to, but I can't just, because the minute you drop Salah, yeah, he's going to bag 4 goals. But it was insane to watch Liverpool score 9. And I kept checking it thinking, he must have been subbed off or something. It's like, no, he's still on the pitch. I'm like, this is fucking mad.
Yeah,
but, you know what? I think there's other talking points, like,
he played 90 minutes and registered a 6.0 on SofaScore.
But he's hugging the line a lot more, isn't he? He's playing a lot wider. But
yeah, he's a lot wider.
I think the other talking points was the deliveries from Robertson and Trent, man. They look back at it They look back cooking a bit more for me.
Bro, it's Bournemouth. Bournemouth are terrible. Arsenal beat them 3-0. We should have beat them by more. I thought our 3-0 win was impressive. These guys took them to the sword.
Yeah. I hear it. I do hear it.
Let me just introduce Mojo. And guys, we have 83 of you guys in the chat. We only have 45 likes.
Disgusting.
You can do much better than that. Hit that like button right now. It's absolutely free. We have 89 votes in the poll. It just goes to show that you're clicking buttons, but you're not clicking the like button. So go click that like button.
Dislike us.
It's absolutely free. Mojo, we're talking about Liverpool's 9-0 win. Do you have anything to add on the 9-0 win, or should we move on?
Hey, Rakesh, I'm happy for you, brother. That's first of all, we're going to start with that one, isn't it? I'm very happy for you, man.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
It's not been the easiest start for Liverpool, so I'm happy for you, man. You're one of the most humble Liverpool fans that I know. And if you're going to win a game again...
Friends.
Look. And if let's be frankly honest, right? If you're going to win a game and make a statement after like a disastrous start for Liverpool, that's the best way to make it happen. Yes, it's Bournemouth, but at the end of the day, you have goals to score. And right now, your goal difference is looking mighty fine. I can't lie, bro. I'm jealous. And in
same as ours already overnight. It's equal to us now.
It's annoying, but you know what? It is what it is. Bournemouth, like I said before, are going to get relegated. It is what it is. We already know this. But right now, I want to make a very, very key point. If Hussam was here, I would have made this point. But Rakesh, I know you're here, but I'm still going to make it now. There's a certain man called Stevie G that currently manages their Villa. And my friend over here, Alan, actually made a bold prediction that Villa were going to underachieve. And right now, he's looking spot on for that.
Slippy G's at the wheel.
Hey, Slippy G is not looking good at all.
Really bad.
You know, it's mad. It's between him and Brendan.
Bro,
both ex-Liverpool.
This is the team he lost to. He lost to Bournemouth on the opening day.
Don't forget your boy, Lampard, man. Lampard could get sacked too.
Lampard, we're going to get to this when we need to get to it. Right now, guys, it's not looking mighty fine.
We're 20 minutes in. We've spent enough time on Liverpool's 9-0. What we're now going to do is we're going to shift over to Manchester City because we're going to save Man United when AK gets here. Manchester City went 2-0 down to Crystal Palace, and then second half, they went into another gear. They scored 4. Haaland in 19 minutes got a hat trick and is now on pace to win player of the month in his opening month. He already has 6 goals in his first 4 games. And AK made a prediction preseason. He's not here, but he made a prediction preseason that he would not score more than 13 goals. He's almost halfway there.
You know the maddest thing is, have any of you lot seen this stat though? I just before I came on, hold tight, Steve and Imran in our chat just got shared with us. Yeah, his opening for. Do you know what? I'm gonna remove the background for a second, but let me just give it to you. Hold on.
Oh, are you talking about the Aguero stat?
Yeah.
Let me pull it up for you.
You got it.
Aguero and Diego Costa.
Okay, so for anyone who hasn't seen it, the Aguero stats and in their first 4 games and his stats are almost mere identicals.
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting. As you can see there, Aguero in his first 4 games for Man City scored 2 goals, scored 0, then scored 1, then scored a hat trick. Haaland scored 2 goals, scored 0, then scored 1, then scored a hat trick. So scoring 6 goals in their opening games. So maybe they have another. They have 1
minute. So not only did Haaland score 0 goals against Bournemouth, but Salah did too. Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah.
You know what it shows? It shows It shows that Bournemouth can.
Sorry, I had to say that.
Nah, you know what it is? It shows that Bournemouth can neutralise top boys, but then the rest of their game just fucks up completely. Yeah. But you know what it was with Haaland? Right. So, firstly, first half. In Haaland's interview, he said we weren't that bad. Listen, 74% possession and not 1 shot on goal. That's not good enough. The other stat that was mad going into the weekend was in our last 54 home games, we've only lost 2, both of them to Crystal Palace.
That's mad.
Right. So that was another mad one that had me a little bit. Crystal Palace are definitely one of our bogey teams, but first half, not great. Second half, completely different ball game. Haaland, man, when again, it's just, I'm really deep in it. And obviously I worry because, you know, when you get a player like same, I'm sure Rax is with Nunes and Igal, you started off really well with Jesus as well, but the same with you and Jesus, and probably the same with Mo and Sterling. But when you spend big money on a player, you worry that they're going to flop and like what's going to take. But listen, anyone that wants to talk on Haaland's touches or anything like that, we get it. You lot all told us all pre-season that the guy's link-up play is not all that. Although actually, I think his link-up play is maybe better than people speak about. But the fact is, we didn't buy him for link-up play. We never thought we were getting David Silva, right? We got a player for these exact games. Last season, we dropped points in both games against Crystal Palace, right? Because we struggled to score. This is the type of game we brought him in for, right? He's come in, and if you look at the goals he scored a penalty since he's joined us, right? Something we were shit at. He's scoring tap-ins, something that we haven't done for the last 2 seasons, right? He's scoring one-on-ones with goalkeepers, yeah? Where other players would have touches that they don't need to have and try and round keepers. He's doing everything that we brought him in to do. And again, if you look at his goals at the weekend, the first one, a header, the type that we don't really score too many of. The second one, it was just being in the right place at the right time, something we haven't had for probably, well, since Aguero's gone, because there hasn't been enough space in the box with the striker. And then the third one, I don't know if any of you deep the third one, right? But he didn't have the run on them 2 plays. Them 2 plays were side by side with him trying to take the ball off him. They're just not getting close to the ball. The guy is just a machine. He really is a goal-scoring machine, and it's good to see, man. His interview and also to see when he came off, to see the him and Pep chemistry, because that was something I worried about a little bit, that maybe, you know,
I'm gonna have to piss you off a little bit, Dabs. I heard Crystal Palace fans were saying they got robbed and Haaland.
Oh, because of the high, you wanted to get that in there. You wanted to cut me short, so you talk about the high foot in it.
Yeah.
What do you expect, man? What do you expect?
I'll turn the light off.
I wanted to hear your take on it.
I mean, his foot was high. Like, it's the same as the Rodri one. When people say, oh, that Rodri one was definitely a handball. Yeah, it was. Listen, if anyone on this panel says that their club has not got decisions go their way before, they're lying, right? Was it high? Yeah. An interesting one is, when a boot is high, is it taken into consideration how tall a player is?
Okay, so no. The only thing that's taken into consideration is whether it's dangerous play, or endangering an opponent.
Yeah,
it was. The foot was high. So that's I can't come on here and say it wasn't. It was high.
Let me reiterate. The question was, Crystal Palace fans feel like they were robbed. That the person who scored the winning goal should not have been on the pitch. Do you believe he should have been sent off?
I mean, right. The letter of the law. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. Someone's going to have to confirm to me here, because I'm not a referee.
By the letter of the law, he did nothing wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he went to go kick a ball, and the other person went to go head a ball. You basically don't know what your opponent's going to do, so you're allowed to go for a challenge. It's a 50-50.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that rule.
That's not the rule we go.
He didn't kick the guy in the head. He went to go for the ball. The guy tried to head the ball.
I know, but no one tries to kick a guy in the head on purpose, right?
No, he didn't.
When Nani tried to
that word makes me laugh.
Kicking that guy for Real Madrid in the chest or in the head or whatever it was. He didn't mean to kick him in the head. Sadio Mane didn't mean to give Edison cuts to his head or whatever happened. You know, no one does that intentionally. It could have been a red card, but it wasn't. And that's
guys. My view on things like that, Igal, though.
I read it somewhere that if a player is going for a header and another player is going for the ball, it's a 50-50. And as long as there's no.
So what about when Mane went in on Edison and took Edison out? He didn't mean that.
That's different. That's different.
Out and got a red card for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Different. He headed him straight in the head.
Ultimately, look, they probably got Haaland probably got away with one, but that's football, man. You sometimes
and this is my view. I'll always say this. I said this about Arsenal last season, right? With and Chelsea's a prime example this weekend. To be fair, when you had Gabriel sent off, right, against City, and everyone was moaning about it. my view on things like that is, yeah, players get people sent off. I remember playing Bayern Munich in the Champions League when Pep was at Bayern Munich, right? And Bayern Munich went down to 10 men. And them 10 men, yeah, made it feel like there was 12 men on the pitch and they won the game, right? If you want it enough, right? And this is a thing that, yes, all of our clubs will have decisions go for us and against us. It's how much your team wants it. Look, Crystal Palace had a 2-goal advantage. I'm sorry, it's not good enough. You had a 2-goal advantage and you lost 4-2. Like, Chelsea went down to 10 men this weekend. What did they do? They won the game because they wanted it more. We can't hang. Look, we all know referees are not consistent. If none of us can hang our hats on referees no more. So players have to go out there and overcome obstacles. That is how you win Premier League. So for me, I don't know the rules well enough for me to come on here and start breaking it down. From what I saw, yes, his foot was high, but the referee decided he wasn't being sent off, and he went on and he bagged a fucking hat-trick in 19 minutes, and that's all that matters. The rest of it doesn't matter. It's like when Liverpool finished 1 point behind. It doesn't matter.
You had to get that in there. Anyways, Alan, Mojo, did you guys have anything to add on this?
Yeah, so for me, like, it's a high foot. A high foot's a high foot. It's one of them that sometimes you get refs that give a red. Sometimes it's yellow. Sometimes it's just a free kick. It is what it is. For me, what I want to say about this game is this is a warning sign to the rest of the league. Last season, early on, they were 2-0 down to Palace and lost early on, and they still come back to win it. This season, Man City are a bit different. I think it stems back to them turning around to the last day of last season, where they came from behind to win the league. They seem to be able to do that quite easily now, whereas before they would struggle if teams would sit in. So is that just the Haaland situation? Is it because they've got Bernardo Silva still with them? For me, Man City are an absolute threat, and if teams can't shut them out, I think they're going to walk away with this league this early on in the season. Don't get me wrong, we're going to come on to Arsenal when you guys are playing really well, but Man City seem to just be ruthless when need be. So I think even when they come up against teams like you, like Arsenal, I think teams that just sitting on them, they've got a different dimension to them now where they can just take teams apart. So unless teams can work them out, I think they're just going to destroy this league if they carry on the way they are. And it's all because of them adding Haaland and probably changing the way they play a little bit, like changing the way they play. But yeah, so early warning signs of the rest of the league that Man City are this good.
Just before we move on, Rakesh, have you gone before Mojo goes?
Mojo can go. I had one quick comment about build-up play, but Mojo, if you want to go first, I'll knock out at the end. It's not a big deal.
And to be honest, Man City won just as I expected them to. And did I expect it to be 2-0 to Palace by halftime? Nope. But this is the Premier League, guys. At the end of the day, there are teams that I think now that cannot be underestimated. Palace happens to be one of those teams. Don't underestimate them because they can play football. They know how to play different sides of the game. And I think when they need to play attractive, they know how to do so. When they need to be able to actually be compact as a team and play the other side of the game, they can. I think they missed definitely Wilfried Zaha. It has to be said. But otherwise, honestly, I felt like they put a good fight. And I want to make one quick comment also on Erling Haaland. And people have been, before even the season kicked off, people were dying to say, Bundesliga tax and write this guy off and say all kinds of madness. I'll be very honest with you, man. Premier League fans sometimes, I don't know how else to put it, but it shows when a lot of them don't watch other leagues and don't rate players properly, and they write players off without giving context, without understanding what makes maybe a player struggle, what makes a player really excel at what they do. And I had no doubt that Erling Haaland was going to be a brilliant signing for Man City, no doubt whatsoever. So 6 goals in 4 games, no shock. He's going to be a guy that gets a lot of goals because his team provides a lot of chances. How many touches he has is completely and utterly irrelevant to how many goals he can score and how much of a big threat he can be for opposition. So I just think we should really show a lot of respect to other leagues and the talent that exists across the footballing world and not write talent off so quickly, in my opinion, because people just love to do it for some reason.
You took the words right out of my mouth there. For me, he's at the right team for him. If he had come to the Premier League and been at Chelsea, nowhere near the same player,
Yeah, you have to do it, man. It's fine. Carry on.
No, I'm just being serious. If it come to Man United,
No, but to be fair, he's right.
Exactly. He's at the ideal team that's going to help, because obviously he was well known beforehand. People saying he's probably going to be the best striker in the world. This and the other. He's gone to the right team, provide loads of chances. Obviously, he's going to give performances, get his goals up and all that. For me, the right player for the right team. And yeah, the way he started and all that, you know, if he stays at Man City long enough, because there's talks, I think, isn't it Real Madrid apparently he wants to be at? Or like there was talks that he wants to be at Real Madrid.
He's not going nowhere. He's a City life.
Just does what said. For me,
a bit like Kane wanted to be at City, right?
He did, but he stayed at Spurs, so you can suck on that one. But anyway,
no force.
Easy, Alan, easy.
It's a family-friendly show. Anyways, we're gonna try to wrap it up.
Love you, Dad.
We're gonna try to move it on, but before we move it on, guys, Man City bought the what? Man City bought what? Bought the league. Stop it.
Just bought the.
Everybody needs to invest heavily to try to compete for a Premier League nowadays.
Can we just go back to that?
Whoever you support, tell your board to go and buy one or two as well. You might catch up.
There you go.
Hold on. People are saying about buying the league. Man City spent, I know they spent quite a bit, but let's just say 51 million for Haaland. You've got Man United spending 100 million on Antony. You've got Liverpool that have spent how much on Nunez?
85 million.
And then Chelsea spent over 250, or would have spent about 250 million.
Don't suit agendas, Al. Doesn't suit agendas.
Listen, can I tell you something?
It's just Man City that bought the league.
Man City actually are the best selling team out of all of our teams in the top 6.
That's not correct. Chelsea are.
It depends what you're basing it on. 1 season or 5 seasons.
Exactly.
This season, yeah.
You think Chelsea are the best selling club, but when it comes
historically they've proved to be by literal numbers.
Okay. But when it comes to actual granular numbers, I looked at it after they sold this summer Jesus, Sterling, Zinchenko, and everything else. The numbers came out to around 700 million they've made off profit from their players.
Yeah, this summer's good. We've had a good summer.
How much do you think Chelsea
selling isn't? I'll be honest with you.
I don't know. I know
Chelsea
is ridiculous also because you guys have some big whales that you sold recently in Hazard.
It's not until this summer. It hasn't been our strategy, because if you look at most of our players we kind of have an 8. When we get players, we expect them to like being at the club. We get them at a young age. We expect to keep them between 7 and 10 years, and then we give them a free. That has been our strategy. This is the first season. You can literally go it. Yeah. You can go Fernandinho. Before that, it was Aguero. Before that, it was David Silva. Before that, it was Vincent Kompany. Before that, it was Yaya Toure. Before that, it was Pablo Zabaleta. And next season, it might be Gundogan, but I think we might get him on another year extension. It's something we do with our top players. This season, I just think kind of with the changes, we saw options to sell Sterling and Jesus with a year left on their contract and make a profit. And it was okay, cool.
Manchester City's biggest transfer sales by season. You can see Raheem Sterling, Fernan Torres, Leroy Sané, Danilo, Brahim Diaz, Iheanacho. They sell their players. Underrated how good they are at selling players. Even
wow, hold on, scroll up, please. Can I see the titles on this? Is mad.
So these totals are the totals they made that summer.
And their totals. So the fee, I was going to say, I've seen 64 million for Danilo, thinking there's not a chance we got 64 million for Danilo.
Incomings you made that summer. And then,
whoa, a minute, go down. No, down. Robinho, what's that? You saying they signed Robinho for 19 million, sold him for 36?
No, they sold him.
We sold him for 19. They sold him for 19. And that season, they made 36 million from player sales.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as high as you think. It's it's the fee one that you're looking at, not the final one.
Since the year 2000. They have made about 750 million in player sales.
But you know what? It is relevant when people say, "Oh, City have spent over $1 billion," when actually you can then pull that up and say, "Well, we've actually made back 750 million." So we spent 250 million, is what people are saying. Basically, that's what it shows, isn't it? If people say we've spent $1 billion, we've got 750 million back. So actually,
but that goes all the way back to the year 2000. That's 22 years. That's pre-Sheikh Mansour.
Did that go all the way back to the year 2000? Oh,
Yeah,
that's mad.
That's a long time. That's a long time. But guys, let's move on to Chelsea. It's my favorite.
Just one quick thing on Haaland.
Yeah.
So I think when people were talking about build-up play and stuff like that, I think you are going to see a situation where Haaland's not going to be involved in as much build-up play, and therefore I think City arguably have lost a bit of control. Maybe there's going to be a bit of acclimatization. But when they pen teams in and when they create chance after chance, when they're really pushing for a goal, then Haaland is going to bag a ton of goals. Like I think what has been a little bit interesting is obviously they conceded 2 goals against Palace, conceded 2 goals against Newcastle. Three. Yeah,
but do you know what it is, Max? Do you know what it is to that though? That's I think is key to this that hasn't really been spoke about yet. Is so I went to the Bournemouth game, and what I clocked is so before the Bournemouth game against West Ham, it was noticed that we were playing with inverted fullbacks, right? So they're coming in and they're playing as central midfielders almost. Now on the right hand side, where Walker's playing with Walker's pace, that's fine generally. Came unstuck against Newcastle because for once he was up against a winger that's actually as quick as him, right? But against Bournemouth, what I noticed is down the left-hand side, the reason why this worked really well was because we were playing Ake as left centre-back. Now, Ake is very pacey. So every time Bournemouth tried to counter down that side, Ake was just coming over and cleaning it up. Now, in the first half against Newcastle, Ake came off injured. And I think that's changed it because we now don't have pace down the left-hand side. Cancelo's not the quickest. So the last 2 games, we've had Stones and kind of... but, I mean, if we talk about that, that probably isn't relevant because if you deep it, the 2 goals against Crystal Palace were both set pieces. They were just sloppy defending from set pieces ultimately. But
ultimately. And you want to know something? This is I think the second longest segment that we've had on Man City from the beginning of the show. I honestly do believe Haaland is going to be such a big marketing tool for you guys as a club, and he is going to be. He is already starting to become the face of the league. I really do believe. In a year's time, you already have Kevin De Bruyne, who was a Ballon d'Or candidate a couple of years ago, and now you have Erling Haaland. If you guys continue the level that you guys are developing at, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys don't now pick up that global fan base and start growing your fan base.
We've already started, Bo. You saw it in America in the summer. Look, we've been going to America for a few seasons. This season, our 2 games over there sold out like 90,000 capacity. Again, Barcelona the other day, another one, 90,000 people. It's already picking up, bro. It's picking up very quickly. The fact that Haaland, to get players like Haaland previously, you will have had to have won a Champions League. You will have had to have been a Galactico or whatever. The fact that we've gone in and done that this season is kind of showing we are growing. We are growing.
Yeah, and I want to just move on to Chelsea, guys. I
just want to speak in facts. Put in here. Apparently, I should educate myself when I said that Antony Man United going to sign Antony for 100 million. What speaking facts needs to educate himself on is sterling to euro. Basically 85 million pounds is 100 million euros, which is what I said. So
I never get this exchange rate though. Every time I go away, I ain't getting no exchange rate like this. I don't know where people get the exchange rate. I'm getting mugged off.
Let me just move on. Mojo, welcome back, my guy. Welcome back. It's been a while since you've been gone. There's been a lot going on. You had the Leeds loss. You had Fofana is now having his medical at Cobham. Today, I'm hearing you guys are interested in Zaha as your attacking option to come into your team. Aubameyang to Chelsea also happening tomorrow. I also have one of the main, not the main, but like one of the big Chelsea reporters in Ben Jacobs coming on the channel on my channel tomorrow. I'm going to be doing an interview with him talking about Arsenal and other transfers. So that's something you guys might want to watch also. Just cheap plug. But how you doing, man? How you been? How do you feel about your team's performance versus Leicester and a little bit of the other transfer news going around Chelsea?
And the Leicester performance, bro, compared to the Leeds performance, night and day, bro. I don't know what to tell you people, man. I wish and people saw it the way that I did, but the Leeds performance for me was a very shambolic performance. Very.
Were you there?
Yeah, I was there, bro. Lackluster and lacked effort, lacked character, lacked any sort of fight, and the players pretty much put their head down as soon as the second goal went in against us and at Leeds. And I guess obviously because when you're on an away game and obviously things are going that well for a home team, usually you're pretty much against it, and it just felt like the team was just not going to perform. I think Tuchel had a bit of responsibility to take in that game, and I'm not here to say Tuchel is free of any sort of criticism, but I felt like the players really had to be feeling the shame from that game, in my opinion, because just giving up is not what Chelsea is all about at all. And sometimes shit goes against you in games. Sometimes a team is able to get and goes from an error, luck, whatever you want to call it at this point. And in my eyes, we had leads for the first 10, 15 minutes and then just completely gave up. So for me, going into this Leicester game, the biggest important thing was no matter what happens in that game, whether we get any sort of things going against us, the one thing I wanted the players to focus on is to not put their head down. And honestly speaking, I was proud of the team.
Pause.
The fact that I think the team was able to actually understand, look, we've got a red card, but it doesn't mean the game is fucking over. It doesn't mean that you now need to flip and just give up on the whole game and start actually giving up on a plan that we actually come into, but rather just adapt and give the same focus and energy. If anything, put your effort up even further rather than doing the reverse. And I generally felt like coming out of this game, I was proud. Even if we hadn't won this game, the character for me and the effort that was shown, night and day difference between that and the Leeds game. I was happy we got the 3 points, but I can't lie to you. 62 minutes of headache, stress. I felt like I grew by 10 years by the time I came out of the freaking game. It was long, guys. I don't know how else to tell you, bro. It's not fun being in the ground when your team is 10 men and literally running from side to side and you have barely any of the ball. That usually I'm used to my team at least keeping possession, and if we fuck up, it's our fuck ups. But nope, in this game, it was just as soon as the red card happened, guys, I looked at the time and I said, oh my God, it's 28 minutes.
Long, eh?
Yeah, literally, bro. I'm just happy that we managed to get the 3 points. I feel like it was a really good confidence building game for the team. I felt like the players really took a lot away from that. I felt like Leicester were poor, guys. I'll be very honest. I felt like they didn't have their shooting boots on. I felt like they weren't good defensively. They weren't good at breaking us down the way they were supposed to, especially in the first half. I felt like this team was very much scared. I feel like they really are lacking a lot of their confidence, and they sit bottom of the table now. And this was one of the
I've been saying this all summer for me. Brendan Rodgers. I mean, Gerrard. We've got to put Gerrard in the mixer now as well. But Brendan Rodgers. I sensed it with their reluctance to sell players.
Yeah,
I thought that was a sign to me. But also their reluctance to buy players was almost like, we ain't backing you no more. We've backed you for a couple of seasons. I don't know if you know, Leicester have apparently got a whole new fitness team. Right?
Interesting.
Well, that to me sounds like maybe if a manager's been moaning to the board saying, listen, but I've had injuries for the last 2 seasons. So the board's got no problem. You're having no money for players. You can have a whole new fitness team to get this fitness up. Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like their board's so you got to remember, Brendan Rodgers had a very good relationship with the dad.
Yeah.
And I feel like the son is trying to honor his dad's legacy. But I think his patience might be wearing thin with Brendan Rodgers. Leicester's fan base have not rated Brendan Rodgers for some time. They
rightly so, bro. Rightly so.
Yeah,
the caliber of players they have, bro. I generally feel like this team has regressed. They've peaked with Brendan Rodgers, and honestly speaking, before the season kicked off, they were the team that I picked that was going to underperform.
Same.
And
you know what? You look at,
I'm not shocked.
For me, the question I always have is if you put Moyes, say, Moyes maybe's got a squad that suits his style of football, but I think Brendan Rodgers has got a squad a lot better than David Moyes, a lot better. But when you look at Leicester, we have to be real. They won the league. What was it? 7, 8 years ago?
Less than that, actually.
15-16, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So right, 6 years ago.
Gabs,
6 years ago.
Who else is in that candidates for managers to get sacked?
And Stevie G, let's be honest.
Steven Gerrard. You probably also You probably also have to put Bournemouth. I mean, would you put Bournemouth's manager in there? Maybe
Scott Parker.
Bro, that's a poor squad, man. They're not even being.
I agree, and for that reason, I wouldn't put Parker in there. But you know, if they keep
Parker's dining on that Villa result. Parker's dining on that Villa result earlier. First game.
but it is. Look, if they want to stay in this league, they might have to consider it at some point. Look, let's not be reactionary. We're 4 games in, but if they keep, you know, if they keep failing to pick up any points, he'd have to be in the mixer. But for me, it's Brendan Rodgers and Steven Gerrard have got to be there right now. But again, we are 4 games in. It can turn around.
What about Lampard? Does Lampard get in this?
Yeah,
I think you can put him there.
I
But
mean,
I'll
look,
be very
they're all reasonably close, right? There's probably not
Yeah.
that much between them. Maybe Lampard's got a little bit more, but who knows? I mean,
Lampard's losing key players, and I'll be honest, they're not doing a great job at replacing them. I think they've made a lot of mistakes at Everton for years, and now he's having to be the guy that pays the price for it. So he's just at the wrong club at the wrong time.
Hi guys, sorry about that.
Big up, AK.
We actually need a Chelsea. We need like a Lampard v Gerrard who's going to get sacked first, and have a Chelsea fan representing Lampard and Hassam representing Gerrard.
You know what I did? I just did a poll. I did a poll. I put Lampard, I put Gerrard, I put Brendan Rodgers, and I put other. So you guys let me know, who do you think will be the manager?
Igal, do you remember the thingy that we did with Monty? Do you remember what my thingy was for first to get sacked?
Yours.
What type, Monty?
Brendan Rodgers. People have been underestimating the
I've been
situation
saying
at
this.
Leicester. People have been underestimating the situation at Leicester since the end of last season. I'm telling you now, the fans are not happy. The owners are.
That's exactly what I just said before you joined us. You know, Leicester fans. Leicester. I do like hold tight. Who are the 2 that I mainly do content?
We're letting Chelsea off the hook. Let's get back to Chelsea now.
They're not off the hook. They're 1-2-1, bro. With 10
No. There's some stuff we need to talk about.
All right, let's go.
Okay. I'm just gonna do quick fire. Okay, Mojo.
Yeah, I'm listening.
60 million for Anthony Gordon. What are you saying?
All right, where do I begin? All right, it's easy, bro. It's very easy. Last season, when I was on these shows with you guys, I said to you I wanted my manager back. If my manager wants him, I'm with the manager, guys. I'm not gonna be here to question what I think, because at the end of the day, what I think doesn't matter. I'm a supporter. I'll support the team. If the manager wants to play, it is what it is. I'm not happy about the money. I'll be honest with anyone. 60 million is crazy. But brother,
I can't lie to you, Mojo. That is a dangerous precedent to set, because at one point, I was about to back Rabiot to Man United because I wanted to back my manager so much. So just be careful.
Wait.
Just be careful.
Do you know one thing I was gonna say though? Lampard, this is where I rate Lampard. He said he's worth 100 million. I'm like, yes, I know we're walking away from this deal. So as soon as he said it, I'm like, yep, this is my legend. He's speaking the truth.
100 million for Anthony Gordon.
Next. There's more. Zaha to Chelsea.
I like him, bro.
You'll take him
for the money that's being quoted. You're hearing it.
Well, how much?
25.
They're saying 25 to 35 mil, bro.
Yeah, 25 to 30. That's what I heard.
There's definitely been worse deals done.
I mean, the only thing I would say is about that signing, and about the fact that you've been brought in Koulibaly, who's 31. The fact you're bringing in Zaha, who's how old?
29.
29.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, it would slightly look like, you know what? We spoke on it earlier, how successful Chelsea have been over the last 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then, obviously, you won a Champions League recently. But apart from that, Chelsea have not been picking up trophies in the last maybe 4 years like they used to. And it would say to me slightly, there's a bit of this is not Tuchel looking to build a new squad. This is
win now.
Here and now. Let's get some players in here and now.
I think
again, the other one's Aubameyang. If you bring in Aubameyang as well, it's another one, and it's like,
you know what? I was literally gonna get onto Aubameyang. Thoughts on Aubameyang?
Can I just
before we move on to Aubameyang? Can I just say, spending less than 80 million on a winger could never be my football club, bro.
Man United don't do budget signings, man.
The last time he did that was Daniel James, so I get it.
I don't care what anybody tells me. AK, wallahi, I am clipping this up, yeah. And the day you start turning on Antony, bro, I'ma post this shit up, bro. I want you to remember this, AK.
Wallahi, I love AK, man.
I'm gonna say this now. Wait, have we done United yet, by the way?
No. United.
We got a lot of time to go, Mojo. I got a lot to say.
Let me just say this one thing though, yeah. I think I understand why people's perception with Chelsea right now seems to be like they're trying to understand the picture, but they're not fully understanding the picture. And in all honesty, I think we're doing a bit of both. We're signing youngsters that are very much like highly rated and highly talented, and they're of a certain age group, whilst also signing players that we feel are going to add the necessary experience that this team has been lacking, which I think is the right thing to do. We've tried having the whole young squad, and generally speaking, it's not worked in our favor. We've tried and it's become very, very difficult. So right now, it's about identifying profiles that go well with what Tuchel wants, and we're trying to back the manager. Honestly speaking, last year, that was my biggest complaint. We did not back this manager with players that can play more of what he's actually asking of us. We have basically given him a squad that he's inherited, pushed Lukaku down his throat, and then grabbed Saul and said, "Yep, this is the lone play we'll give you for midfield area. Go for it." And in my opinion,
what happened?
Yeah,
he said he was gonna push Lukaku's down his throat. I was like, what? Anyways,
just as our guys, let's get your heads into football, bro. I don't know what we're doing here.
Okay, I know.
There's no need for this. Anyways, like you understand what I'm trying to say. In my opinion, backing your manager with players that play what they need, what you ask of them, is the most important thing you can do to actually allow a manager to do their job properly. And in my opinion, this season we're getting closer to us doing that than we're getting away from it. So if people want to spin that a different way, then that's fair enough.
Was Lukaku a signing that was forced on Tuchel? I mean, you guys were apparently interested in Haaland. You chased hard for him, but Dortmund were stubborn. So, and then was Lukaku not just the second back or the backup alternative?
So Lukaku was basically a club target that we had even before Tuchel. So Lukaku was somebody that in some way, shape or form was going to end up at Chelsea. I'm not saying to you that Tuchel had no agreement in saying like get Lukaku, because at the end of the day, the option he was given is there's no striker or you get Lukaku, because the one that he really wanted was Haaland and he was completely priced out of our range. So because of that, he ended up having to be the guy that says yes to Lukaku. In my opinion, having watched Tuchel's football through his time at Mainz, Dortmund, PSG, etc., the way I have seen his players play, Lukaku is not a type of player that fits him. But I was like, you know what? It seems like our manager is open to it and he's open to the idea of trying to do this. And it didn't work. More for me, it didn't work because Lukaku's attitude for me is what ruined it. If I'm honest with you, I feel like the manager would have been more than willing to go again another season with Lukaku, but Lukaku had already given up. By then, his mind is in Milan and he wants to go back. And if that's what his prerogative is, fair enough. But at the end of the day, I felt like there was a far more respectful way of doing it. And what I would have respected is a player that is a bit more transparent about what his actual needs are, rather than a player that kind of acted as if we are the problem for him. And that is where I just don't respect it. As for the Aubameyang and Wilfried Zaha and stuff, we need experience, guys. And Aubameyang, I'm telling you right now, we've literally said we're going to give you a year, and he's holding out for 2. So the most we'll probably give him is a year, maybe with an option. But honestly speaking, he's not our guy that we're trying to bet our money on for the long term, because he's not that guy.
One more thing.
There's one good comment. There's one good comment. Very quickly, talk trends. Could you put that comment up?
Graham Potter gave Danny Welbeck a new career. Why can't Tuchel improve our attackers?
Because our attackers don't complement each other nor the team.
Okay. And Raheem Sterling rescued you guys in that game, scoring 2 goals. Did really well there, and you also signed Fofana. So chat to me about those 2 players.
And I'm very happy for Raheem Sterling, guys. I don't know how else to put it. I've always been a fan of the human being he is outside of football. And from the moment he was signed for us, and I can't say to you I was 100% and 110% down with the signing, because I felt like again, we're going to put him in a position where we are a team that at the moment seems to be struggling with creating for our forwards. And I'm like, his numbers aren't going to be Man City numbers unless we address the problem we have in our squad. And I feel like we're getting there very slowly, but we haven't fully addressed it. So to see him score 2 goals and see him as happy as he was, I feel very happy for him. And hopefully with time, we're able to address these issues and actually get to a point where we can create enough chances for a player like Raheem Sterling or whoever plays up front with him. As for Fofana, guys, I've wanted this deal to get done ages ago. I can't lie to you. I'm just relieved that it's done. And pretty much he is our player. I think this is a fantastic investment for the club. I think he's a player that is the right type of profile for what sort of football we're going to try and play. And it allows Reece James to play in his strongest position, which is right wing back, because that's where he is dangerous. That's where he can create. That's where he is a monster. And I feel like right now, the fact that we're having to play him at right centre back, and it's not an ideal scenario, but it's what the team was forced to do. So it is something that I'm really, really excited about. And I can't wait for it to be officially announced.
So can I just trends, and you said because the attacks don't complement each other. So you would agree then you've got Sterling, but then you need another 2 forwards before the end of the window then to have a decent season.
No, because it's a longer term. It's a longer term project. I mean, the thing is with Sterling is a very, very good player, arguably world class, but he's going to be there for a good few years, and he is a solid piece that you can then build around in future. And similarly, like Fofana he's a fantastic young centre back. I really didn't want him to go to Chelsea, but he's potentially one of the best, if not the best, centre back in the world in 5 years. Maybe even less, but I would say 5 years is a reasonable time frame.
Let me just bring Dabs in. Dabs, do you have anything to say out on Chelsea and Raheem Sterling, his performance?
Well, man's got the mic out.
Huh?
You're not surprised.
You're not surprised. Correspondent Daps.
You know what? Hi guys.
Raheem Sterling
live on the scene. Now, firstly on Fofana, yeah. So on Fofana, when Chelsea were linked with what's it called? Ake. I did a show with Reedy, Hold Tight Reedy, who's one of the Leicester content creators, and I had to get him on just to ask him like Fofana, because I've been saying all summer for Leicester to bounce back, there were 2 players that I felt had to have big seasons, and it was Fofana and it was Ndidi, right? Because if you think Ndidi 2 seasons ago was being like in the summer linked to Man United as their DM solution for big money, and since then Ndidi's been dog shit. I'm sorry, and Fofana's been injured. I think if you get Fofana and Ndidi playing like they did 2 seasons ago, a lot of Leicester's problems are resolved. But when you look at last season, I think Leicester's season started off so badly with Fofana getting injured like four days before the transfer window. For his age, I kind of wanted to know what would Leicester accept, because if we could get say 45 million for Ake, I wanted to know how much Fofana would cost us, because for me that would have been the one person that I would have said, yeah, cool, if we can get Fofana as an Ake replacement, I'm all over that. Straight away he was like to me, for Fofana you're talking 70 million plus, because if we sold Maguire for that, we're going to want the same for Fofana. I didn't think they were going to sell him. I really didn't think they were going to sell him. I thought, like I've been saying, I think Brendan Rodgers is on the blocks, and I thought they'd allow him to keep Fofana because they could say, okay, cool, we're going to let you keep the exact squad you've got and let's see what happened. But he's a massive addition. And when I've just been saying about, they're signing older players, you have got a point, Mo, when you're bringing in Cucurella on the left. And we have to remember with Cucurella, last season, all Chelsea fans said their season broke down when their fullbacks got injured. So they've gone and got Cucurella as a replacement, who is probably as good as Chilwell. I rate Chilwell highly. Cucurella, not as proven, but I think he's going to prove that he's as good as he's an elite player. Anthony Gordon's an interesting one, because I know where Everton are playing him, but I've heard Anthony Gordon can also play like as a wing back as well. So you could say that they've gone and basically said, yeah, last season our season fucked up when our wing backs got injured, so let's go and buy 2 more. And then if you look at it, they spent 60 million on Cucurella, so why would they not spend 60 million on a right-sided wing-back that could also play further up the pitch and has English tax on him. So at that point, you think, all right, well, maybe 60 million for Antony. For me, it sounds way too much. Frank Lampard saying 100 million sounds insane. But on Raheem Sterling, I'm happy for, like Mo said, I'm happy for him. Anyone that thinks that City fans aren't happy for him, we are. Like, we appreciate what he did for our club. I'd be thick to come on here and act like he isn't in our top 10 goal scorers of all time, because he was, right?
Number one.
I'd be thick to not say that if you take away Raheem Sterling's goals and assists over the last 6-7 years, we would have won less leagues. It's factual. Now, could have other people came in and done a similar job? Yeah. I think this season, with the space that Haaland leaves with defenders tracking Haaland, Gundogan's going to get a lot of goals this season again, because he will find pockets of space like Sterling found, and he's more clinical than Sterling. But one thing I will say on the players that have left City this summer, Igal, you can tell me now, Jesus and Zinchenko coming into Arsenal, they've been two of your best players.
Yeah.
They've also picked up your whole mentality, right? Raheem Sterling, again, all right, it was his first two goals, I believe, in the league. However, again, for Chelsea, he's been one of your better players so far this season, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me back?
It does just show you that these players that are coming from Manchester City, when people say, and anyone that says to either of you two guys, oh, you're getting City's rejects, you're not. You're getting City. Ultimately, we've sold Jesus and we've sold Sterling because they had a year left on their contract, right? That's why. If they would have stayed, they both still would have got game time. 100%, they've gone because our board thought, you know what? A year left. Neither of them are looking to sign a contract, and we're being offered 40, 45 million. Take it. So they're both elite players who have both won 4 Premier Leagues with under Pep, know how to play system football, and it's no surprise that them two and Zinchenko have both hit the ground running at the clubs they've gone to and lifted mentality. I think. Can someone answer me? We had this debate yesterday. Sterling's first goal, right? Was it a deflection, or did he really get the ball up and down that damn quickly?
No, it was a deflection.
It was a deflection because it was hard to see, though, wasn't it? Proper hard to see. It was
the intent was there, though, so I'll give him props for it.
Yeah, it was just a way, bro. I get it, but I was thinking there's no way Raheem Sterling's got the ball up and down that damn quickly, because it was like a weird dip, but I couldn't see the deflection. But yeah, I think Aubameyang is needed massively. If they get Aubameyang, they get Fofana. Yeah. I still think they need a midfielder, though. I still think they need a midfielder for me.
I don't think they're going to solve every situation at this late in the window, but whatever they can fix, that's great. Let's move on. Just before we move on, a lot of people asking us to talk about Arsenal. I don't think there's much to talk about Arsenal, honestly. We're just winning. We just keep winning. There's no negatives, nothing really negative to talk about.
All we do is win.
No matter what.
You know what? I'm happy. I'm in a good mood. The team is performing well.
I always got something negative to say about Arsenal, so if you have time, tag me in, bro.
You know what? And then people in the chat, let me know, who do you want to speak about next? Do you want to speak about Tottenham, or do you want to speak about Manchester United? Let me know in the chat. But we're going to talk about Arsenal right now. Arsenal, top of the league, winning 4 on the bounce. First time since the Invincibles, winning 4 on the no, not the Invincibles. The year after the Invincibles, where we went to no, was it the Invincibles? No, it wasn't. It was the year
2004,
after.
basically. Is what
it was. I think it was the year after when we.
2004. I heard someone told me. Guna Souls told me yesterday on the stream. It's since 2004.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm so happy. Like, the team's performing well. I'm seeing performances from all our players on the pitch. The fight.
By the way, the last time Arsenal started the season this well, maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's not, but Liverpool didn't win one game in their first 3 either. So make
Liverpool
that,
Jay, we love it.
Make of that what you will, but
crazy. Let me just wrap up my little soliloquy. I'm just gonna say this. I would love to see us strengthen more before the end of the window if we can. I'm not for 1 second believing any of the hype of us potentially challenging or anything like that. I don't think that's on the cards at all at this moment in time. I'm just happy that we're winning our games and that we haven't slipped up yet. Long may it continue. Celebration police, keep crying. I'm enjoying the fact that my players are celebrating and people are getting angry that we're celebrating. It makes me laugh. And yeah, I think Gabriel Jesus has been.
It's only Richard Keys, right? Like
No,
Richard Keys,
it's not only him. It's not only him. It's Ashley Young who did it last year. It's Ruben Neves who did it last year. It's Daniel Murphy who did it. It's Grubala who did it.
I mean, wait. You can't blame Ruben Neves, bro. He watched Lacazette take off his shirt because of a 1-1 draw, bro. Like because of a draw against Wolves. So you can't really blame Neves. It wasn't a draw. We won both games. We won both games against Wolves last year. What are you talking about? Was it not because of the draw when he said it? 2-1. We won. Both we won the game at home, and we. Well, I mean, either way, the man watched Lacazette try and take off his shirt, so I don't blame him for being the way he
is. That's a point stance. I don't care.
And then finally, I'm just gonna say, guys, the man has arrived. William Saliba has arrived. But yeah, let's go. What you guys got to say? Anything?
Hold on. Hold on.
No.
You've asked for this.
We're not letting that slide. I'm sorry.
Bro. He definitely arrived. He definitely arrived with that mistake.
What? Gabriel.
Yeah.
Gabriel made the mistake, but Gabriel fixed it. He ended up scoring the winner.
Yeah. I hear you.
Does that make up for the shit performance?
Bro, what I would say is the reason why I
have a mistake. No, but bro, if you make a mistake and you rectify it by scoring the winner.
No. Sorry, I'm not gonna have that because last season he was your best centre back. I agree, right?
Yeah. No, Ben White was.
Nah, I disagree. I think Gabriel was your best centre back. I think Ben White was your best, maybe moving the ball forward. I think Gabriel was your best centre back for me personally as a defender. But the one thing I would say with Gabriel I saw last season was mistakes. I saw 1 or 2 mistakes, and I've said it's cool. He's a good defender, but he needs to get rid of that immature mistake side of things. So when you see him make a mistake again, it's a bit like, okay, but he did rectify it, and that's a bounce back. Your L's don't define you, your bounce backs do. But he did still make a mistake. We got to find negatives. Sigal, you have to be, as long as you keep winning, we're going to dig out some negatives on your club, right? And the mistake was one.
You know what? I just want to be like Man City. I just want to have boring match reactions where everyone's just twiddling.
No, we were 2-0 down. That's not boring.
No.
Last game of the season, we were 2-0 down. That's not boring.
I want to continue winning, and I don't want to be focusing on negatives. I just want to win. I'm happy.
No, but the more you keep winning, the more you're going to
you brought up the celebration police, Gal.
What?
Yeah. You brought up the celebration police. Nobody else.
No, I love it. I actually love it.
I got a question for you.
Go on, Dubs.
When Zinchenko comes back from fitness, because I think he had a little knock.
It was a precaution. It was a
precautionary, yeah. Is he going straight back in?
Yeah, Zinchenko's starting.
What, Tierney's getting dropped straight?
Bro, Zinchenko offers us more than Tierney. Let's be honest.
The one thing I'll say before I hand over to someone else is, right now, the way that things are going, this game next weekend between Man United and Arsenal is an absolute blockbuster, because I looked at it a while ago, and I was saying, when I see Arsenal beat Liverpool, Man United beat Liverpool, I was like, cool, but it's very easy to get your team up for that, right? Same in 2 weeks' time when you play Arsenal. I already know, speaking with Cass, he cannot stand Arsenal. When we're having to praise Arsenal, he can't stand it, bro. He literally starts switching off from the whole stream. Already with the Antony thing, they're already talking about, in the group with Ty and Cass, they're already talking about Antony against Zinchenko or Tierney. They're forgetting their midweek game and talking about that game. I can't wait.
Let me give you the lowdown, Daps. Let me give you the lowdown. All right. I don't make predictions, as I said. I only say spoilers. And here's a little spoiler for you guys. On Thursday, Leicester are going to get dealt with. And so many teams, including mostly your team as well, Rax, has done us so many favors by getting our managers sacked over and over again. So we're gonna do Leicester a favor, and we're gonna get Brendan Rodgers sacked for them. And once that's done, it's all eyes on Old Trafford, all eyes on Arsenal. And there's one thing that I'm gonna say. I don't want to get too much into it. There's only one thing I want to say. Every single time they are coming to Old Trafford, it's the same story. One sec, let me even move this so I can get a better angle on my mic. It's the same story over and over again. Last season, they were 10 games unbeaten. They were talking the most shit in the world. They stepped into Old Trafford and they crumbled. So here's the facts. And since Igal loves his stats with Igal or whatever he wants to call it, the only time Arsenal have won at Old Trafford since 2006 in the Premier League was on a COVID year when there was no fans in the stadium. Apart from that, you've not picked up a win since you were 12, 10, however old you are now.
Don't you smile that.
So it's not happening. You lot can sit here and dream. You lot can sit here and whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? The boy Antony's going to make his debut. He's going to source on you lot. You lot keep talking about Lisandro Martinez's height. Let's see what Saliba's on when Ronaldo's right next to him. Bro, it's a big game and I can't wait for it. I'm excited. I'm so
huge, man. This game is massive. I'm not gonna lie. This game is
Gabriel's
huge, man.
I can't lie to you. Two of those guys ain't even started, so I don't know where these Anthonys are coming from.
You got Antony Martial and Anthony Alenga. Anyways, enough about United, bro. We're gonna talk about United when it gets to United.
I done one. That's the COVID year that I'm talking about, bro. That 1-0.
Okay. So, okay. Is there anything else, Mojo? Do you have anything to add?
Why can't the impartial Spurs fan go next?
You can have your moment.
And I just have one question to ask, bro. Title charge or no?
No.
Okay. That's it. I'll ask this week every week, and I'll ask this question every week.
Go ahead. What are you saying?
So for me, let's be honest. And I'm going to go with not. So we've asked the fans in the chat. If this doesn't apply to you, don't start mentioning me. Blah 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 blah. If it doesn't include you, then that's fine. But obviously, Arsenal are 4 from 4. Everyone's behind Arteta. Everyone's behind Arsenal. Top of the league. One of the best forwards in the world, or like a world-class forward. Now you got one of the best centre-backs in the league. Probably what? No, it's what some of them say. No, if it doesn't apply to you, Gal, then that's fine. It's fine. But I've heard people say this.
Okay.
This isn't carrying the same pizzazz as when City fans talk about Liverpool and Klopp saying it. I'm not going to lie.
That's what he's trying to do. Let him go.
No, let me finish. Obviously, Odegaard, captain, fantastic, best youngsters in the league. This is everything you're saying. And you're
like, I'm not even going to say B-Tech Liverpool. This is like D-Tech Liverpool. I'm not going to.
This is what you're saying with all of these people. So if this is true, how can you all sit here and say there's no title charge? If all this is true about your club and everything's hunky dory and stuff, I think Arsenal fans need to honestly.
It's because.
In fact, let's just chess and all that. Don't stand here, sit here every week going, "We've got the best this, the best that, the best this, the best that," and then go.
Alan, are you going to challenge for the league this season?
4 games into the season. Listen. It's 4 games into.
No, we're going to get some out of him then.
Stop. It's 4 games into the season, and the last 2 seasons, Spurs were top of the table after 4 weeks, and you probably were not sitting here saying title charge. So don't try to spin it, Mark.
No, he was about to, but
but they were scoring 1 goal a game with Nuno looking like shit though.
Jose Mourinho, remember? Jose's second season.
Gal, let me finish what I was saying. So you're bring that back to me, but it didn't apply to me because I was the one saying under Nuno Espirito Santos that although we got 3 1-0 wins, we're actually playing shocking football. How we've won 3 games and then we end up losing 3 games and he got sacked in October. So I was correct. I'm not back. I weren't bigging up the team under Nuno. But you're talking about. There are Arsenal fans who are massively bigging up for all these different areas. So if you're that good and you've got everything ready, why are you not in for a title charge?
Sorry. Alan, are you in for a title charge this season?
I think there's a title charge there for Arsenal. I really do.
No, but is there one for you lot this season?
For Spurs?
For Spurs? Yeah. No, I said further than a trophy.
But you're only 2 points away from us.
Yeah, and we are. That's why I'm saying at the moment the way we started and that, like I said.
Before you even think about asking me that question, we are not in for a title charge whatsoever on any level.
Come on.
Just want to make sure. I just want to make sure.
No.
Arsenal finds themselves in a similar situation to every team at the beginning of the season who gets a couple of wins. We're setting pace. We got ourselves in a situation where we won a couple of games.
Pace. Are you hearing the confidence? Setting pace.
They're past.
I understand what I mean, though.
No. But you're past the stage.
No context allowed. You're setting pace.
No. Listen to what I'm about to say.
They used to say trust the process. Now they're setting the pace, guys. Well, this is amazing stuff, man.
Okay,
let's go.
Stop.
Can we give Arsenal? No, you know what though? I'm actually gonna back you here. I want to back you, because this is painful.
Please, let me finish. Go
on.
All I'm saying.
Tell us how you're challenging.
All I'm saying is nobody's challenging for no league or anything like that. We're just literally trying to get as many points as we can, get them on the board. So when it does end up going bad, we have a margin for error. That's all it is.
Can I just say, why is it why is it when Arsenal do something good, we can't just give them credit without overdoing it? Like, guys, let's calm down for a second.
This shit. What is this guy talking about? What the fuck? He started this.
Credit to Mikel Arteta. He's made the right signings that fit his system. Odegaard looked phenomenal. Saliba still struggling with aerial drills. Gabriel's struggling to play the ball out from the back. Saliba's struggling with aerial drills. I'll let you land. So can I land? Thank you very much.
Well, I should have known this is where he was going.
Thomas Partey can't stay fit for more than 66 minutes without
injured.
Some sort. Well, I mean, he didn't play, so that's all I need to know. You have Granit Xhaka, who you guys have slandered for years, who is your most competent and your most productive midfielder that you guys have in that team. So big up to him, because he has been phenomenal. You have Kieran Tierney, who God knows what he's doing playing football. I'll be real with you. I don't get where the hype or lads. Let's stop this, please. Because what you guys are doing is you guys are by trying to discredit what Arsenal do, you're giving them the confidence to think that we actually care enough about them for them to still be around here, bro. Like, they're just there now because everyone else started off bad. They will go back to their eventual place and things will level out. All things come back to normal. All things come back to normal. And when it does come back to normal, then we can have this conversation. We're not sitting here 4 games in. Let me land. I'm not gonna sit here 4 games in, and I'm not sitting here 4 games in and listening to Alan trying to explain to me why Arsenal are title contenders. That's utter nonsense, lads. Let's come off that shit, man, please.
Okay. Hey, I just need to stop everything. Bro, there is no title challenge at this moment.
There we go. That's it. Right now, you're just vibes.
I said that the whole time, but when I said setting pace, I was obviously joking around, laughing. Relax. Nobody here genuinely believes Arsenal are in the title race. Even the people who are tweeting it out, messaging, saying, "Oh, it's an Arteta Pep thing," they're doing it for Twitter likes. Let's be honest. A lot of these guys, you're doing it. You genuinely don't believe Arsenal are in the title race.
I'm all for this, though. I'm all for this. I'm gonna back this because let's do this. Let's do this Pep Arteta thing, please.
Listen, Pep and his kids will be competing for that
league. Arteta Pep thing, yeah. God bless your soul when January hits. God bless your soul when January hits.
Anyways, guys,
when the Arsenal squad starts getting stretched, yeah, and you're looking for experience when players get injured, God bless your soul.
Don't you love how this segment started off with, "Oh, guys, we don't have nothing much to say about Arsenal," and it's turned out to be the longest segment. I love this.
We need to end this segment. Move on to
you. Do need to end this segment with Pep Arteta talks.
Guys, we need to talk about. We have 2 choices.
The students become the master.
We have 2 choices. We can get on to Antony and
Pep's
United.
a Arteta.
1 second. We could get on to Antony and United, or we can get on to Harry Kane and Tottenham.
Pep was the cone man.
Let's get Spurs out of the way, man. Let's get Spurs out of the way.
Okay. So Nottingham Forest, 2-0 win. What happened, bro? I didn't watch the game, honestly.
Sorry, just quickly. I saw a video earlier. I got added in a tweet earlier of Zinchenko, the Arsenal fans surrounding Zinchenko's car. and Arsenal fans talking about, yeah, he's never experienced love like this, with Arsenal fans surrounding him in a car chanting. I just put a video up of Zinchenko lifting the Premier League with the whole of the Etihad chanting his name, said, yeah, absolutely, he's never experienced this love before in his car.
No, but you know what?
But the difference is, though, there's two different kind of love. There's the love you get shown when you actually win something, and then there's getting harassed after a game with 60 men surrounding your car trying to stick their hand in your car for no fucking reason, bro. That's different love.
Hey, wait until he wins the FA Cup as well, by the way.
He had his Arsenal kit on the passenger seat, bro. I thought they were gonna take it. People were trying to stick their hand in the car,
bro. With Arsenal,
bro. It's a difference between having the Ukrainian flag sat on the passenger seat and having the Ukrainian flag draped over a Premier League trophy. It's mad. It's mad.
You know what, guys? Hey, guys,
do you remember what the Premier League trophy looks like?
Bro,
oh my God.
No, only the gold one. He'll show you that, though.
Anyways, Dabs, understand there's going to be a lot of things Arsenal.
We have fun around here, guys. Cheer up, everyone.
There's going to be a lot of things. There's going to be a lot of things that Arsenal fans are going to say over the next couple of months about Jesus and Zinchenko that's going to piss you off. I've already
seen it, bro. Don't worry.
I've already seen some stuff. I've already seen some stuff about Jesus and Arteta in comparison to Pep.
Jesus, bro, Saliba is Maldini apparently. That's what I heard.
No, but bro, Saliba has the potential to be one of the best center backs in the world. There's no lie.
Bro, Maldini.
Bro, got compared to Van Dijk last night on the
I
stream,
just want to
by the way.
repeat this again. Let me repeat this name for you. Maldini. That's who we're talking about.
He's the Mbappe of center backs for a reason, bro. Don't worry. Anyway,
did you actually just say he's got the potential
let's
to
stop.
one of the best centre backs of all time?
You could have saved yourself.
My guy. Listen, Saliba will be.
Who has he played in the league so far? What attackers has he come up against?
Bro, it doesn't matter who he's come up against. He's gonna.
He's come up against Mitrovic.
Listen. Guys, let's move on to Tottenham. Harry Kane is one step closer to getting higher up that list for the all-time goal scoring list, and he's making it known that he wants that top spot. And Tottenham once again winning a game. Harry Kane getting on the goal sheet. Alan, I didn't watch the game. Let me know what happened.
Well, first of all, Spurs showed Arsenal how you win at Nottingham Forest's ground. You're welcome. It was a boring game. We didn't play really well at all. Got the win. That's all that matters. Harry Kane got a double. Respect to Dean Henderson for saving that penalty. It was just one of them games. Nottingham Forest should have got something from the game. We were that poor. Worrying signs in the fact of the way we're playing, but we're getting the results. We've only had one new start in Perisic. So hopefully when you've got the other people coming in as well, it'll improve the team. But it's basically what we had last season. And we're getting better results under a better manager than we did. So it is what it is. Also, in regards to that game, there was that whole potential red for denying a goal scoring opportunity. I called it on the stream that I was doing that it wasn't a red. So for me, they got that right. But yeah, 200 goals for Kane and no trophies. That's correct. Congratulations for stating the fact that you read. You can read. Good for you.
Oh, okay. Ethan, my bad, man. My bad. I'm sorry, man. I'm not supposed to celebrate or laugh. My bad.
Can we, for the sake of the stream, I feel like this needs to be done. For the sake of the stream, can you please, for us incredible panelists here, can you please put your hand up if Nottingham Forest cannot come to your stadium and sing Champions of Europe? You'll never sing that. Just by a show of hands, because they can never step into my stadium and do that. Bro.
Villa do it on the last day of the season, so I know Forest are gonna.
They were doing it all day today, but they were down. They were 1-0 down, and they were singing it with chest.
AK, the statement you just made, AK literally ruled out half of the panel, just like that.
I didn't know. I didn't know they supported
just like that. Oh my God!
Listen, it doesn't matter. Anyways, I'm just gonna say this: how many people actually watched this Nottingham Forest game?
Yeah, I did.
I watched a bit, yeah.
So if you guys watched it, you guys speak on it because I didn't really watch the game.
Why would I subject myself to torture of watching Conte on a Sunday, man? From what I heard, it was
a manager. What is this?
First two games.
I do hear you on that. I'm not liking Conte football for shit. But listen, it is what it is. They won 2-0. I don't think Tottenham massively dominated. But they won. It's 3 points. is what it is.
In terms of chance creation, who was better? Because I feel like that's.
I think Forest had a few kind of near misses or close attempts.
Yeah,
but you just kind of felt that, because even like when Kane missed the penalty, you just kind of still felt that they have one or two more chances.
Yeah.
And,
I tell you what, Henderson's living his best life in Nottingham right now.
He's loving it.
He's saving penalties for fun. He's literally he's saving penalties for fun, and but you know what it is? They celebrated. I think the Sky commentary team even said Henderson saved that penalty like he just scored one. Which, to be fair, that's what a goalkeeper does. Like that is them scoring a goal, but. I just fear, you know what? I fear for Forest because they've bought 20 players. 20 players.
It'll take time to click. Yeah, it'll take time to click.
That ain't gelling until March.
What? 20?
Yeah. I think it's 21 actually.
It might be 21 now.
Yeah, with Lodi over the line.
Daily. They have loaned one or two out. I think they've bought one or two and loaned them out. But I mean, I haven't deeped it, and someone did say
I read an article.
It's very important that they're putting release clauses. Sorry, that they're putting relegation clauses on these players. Otherwise, and I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will be, because if they're not,
well, he's froze.
Then they must be. They must be.
I read an article today talking about which was kind of breaking down how they're able to do what they're doing, and a big part of that was relegation clauses, which I think it's across the board. And the other thing is, because of COVID and obviously the whole 3-year thing with FFP, they do have a grace period, so they've taken full advantage of that. But if they do get relegated, they are in for some financial hardship, to be honest. So they got to do their absolute best to stay up.
I think that there's quite a lot of teams that just come up in the past. They've maybe gone a little bit less in the transfer market with a view to coming back in, going down and coming back. But Forest have basically just kind of gone all in, saying, look, we want to stay here for good. Let's invest and hope it happens. Because if it doesn't happen, there's going to be some problems.
Let me just go through some of these super chats. Sorry, guys, that I missed your super chats. I just I've been just so, my head's been spinning this whole stream.
Just can't find the host days.
Where is this super chat? So you got this one here. Spurs are still playing rubbish. I think deep down Arteta mind what.
He's going for basically Arteta's going for the title in his
Come
mind.
on, Francis.
Okay, Francis.
That's a real fan right there, man.
For the title in the back of his mind, Arteta's going for the title. Interesting. I like that. Next, what else we got here? Said read page. Oh yeah, sure. My bad. I missed the super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel, bro. Really do appreciate it, Francis. And then you got another one here. What does that say?
It says Erik ten Hag's trash. Tottenham have no pull. Said Erik ten Hag is funding Ajax for life, plus United are trash.
Thanks for that one. I'm sure Gal could have said it himself. He just wanted.
No, I just wanted to make sure I put the emphasis on that, because both of those statements are indeed correct.
Big up, Francis. So I just wanted to get back to what Francis was saying. Do you believe Spurs are playing rubbish, guys?
You find rubbish.
Like the way they actually play, like aesthetically when you're watching them. I know it's effective. And
so boring, not rubbish, boring.
Okay, yeah. That's what you want to call it.
Who's the question for?
Alan. He doesn't seem like he wants to answer it.
No, I said we're playing bad at the moment, but we're still getting wins.
Bad or boring? Bad or boring?
I'd say bad, because we're doing stupid things and we're inviting stuff out. So when we're trying to stay compact and all that, like then playing a counter attack, we're sitting way too deep. So then, and like simple things is our midfield's getting bypassed way too easily. But like I said, we're still, we're third, playing absolutely poor. We have no new signings that have started apart from Perisic, so you still got them to come in. For me,
how's Bissouma landed?
He's He's not started yet, Bissouma, and also Son has been well off the pace. He's had an awful.
Wait, Bissouma's not started yet.
No, Bissouma's not started yet, and Son has not done anything in 4 games.
How many of your new signings have started?
Just Perisic. 2 games.
What is do you think is the reason why he's trying to slowly integrate them? Or?
Fitness, I bet you fitness.
Could be fitness. Don't forget, Basuma and Forster had COVID over when they went to South Korea, so it could be that. Perisic had a knock at the end of last season. He came towards the end of the transfer window, like the
Jed Spence is going on loan.
Jed Spence came on for the last couple of minutes. He may be going on loan, but he may not.
Jed Spence going on loan? I thought he was coming straight.
Apparently, there's a whole lot of drama there.
Yeah.
Apparently, he wasn't a Conte signing.
Levy spent the whole summer trying to get that one over the line to loan him out. That's mad.
That is a club signing, but the way it was said was that obviously Daniel Levy and the club wanted him young English prospects like they always do.
Levy thinking about money. That's what it is.
Exactly. And but then we heard it weren't a Conte signing, but Conte did give the green light. So someone's not telling the truth. So for me, we'll see what happens. He came on for the last couple of minutes and looked more energetic than our entire right hand. Well, not entire, like Emerson had all game. There's still things got to be sorted. Spurs
more energetic than your right hand.
Let's.
I was going to say right hand side.
Let's go to Mojo and then we're going to move on to United after.
Haaland's right hand is quite busy.
I just want to say one thing because
big pause.
And when it comes to Son, and I rate this player really highly, but yeah, Alan, I think you're spot on. Like I've been watching him in the first 4 games, and generally speaking, I feel like he's a shell of himself at the moment, and it's not what Spurs need, and it would be very helpful if him and Kulusevski both find their actual form from last season, which I think was really, really well suited to what your whole team was actually able to do as a collective, if I'm honest with you. And the biggest thing I was actually going to say, I was going to be a bit shameless, but I'm be forgiving. I just want to give a major shout out to one of my favorite players, Saint Maximin. And I think he's been an absolutely brilliant player in the last 2 games. And it's been nice to see that a player of his stature can give problems.
He has good
games, man. I just
listen. I was with Alan. Yeah,
shout out Kendall.
I hadn't seen St. Maximin do too much because I'm one of these people. I'll be honest. I'll say I watch Liverpool twice a year. That's when they play City. Actually, last year I had to watch them way too many times because we kept having to fucking play them. But I don't watch if there's a game on, I'll catch it. But I watch City. I'm a City fan, so I do judge players based on how they perform against us. That's why I don't rate Richarlison, because I've never seen him turn up against City. Same with St. Maximin, but then last week, my God, the guy impressed me. It does seem like with St. Maximin, if I'm being honest, as the players around him are improving, we're starting to see the player that he can be. And I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna have to hold my hands up and say I was wrong on the guy, because I thought the guy was kind of just a nice to have player, but the better that Newcastle get, the more we're seeing him as a real talent. And you know what? A good
Dabs,
thing he
you
did,
must not rate a lot of players, Dabs, because it's hard to judge players on the 4 minutes of football that they get to see against City.
Mbappe and Neymar, because then Mbappe and Neymar are struggling against City.
Let's move on, guys. Let's move on.
Hold on. So no. So what was it I was going to say? Very quickly, Mojo. It's only Son that hasn't performed, apart from Chelsea, where nobody performed. Kulusevski's actually played really well this season, and he's got goals and assists. Son has an assist against Southampton, but he hasn't played that well at all. He's literally been the poorest of our front 3. And obviously, St. Maximin, like I've said, the player has ability, but no consistency, no end product. He's shown 2 back-to-back. If he goes on a madness this season, then fair enough, the players arrive. But when you do 1 or 2 and then don't perform for another 5 or 6 and then perform for 1 or 2, that's not consistent enough to put him on the level that some of the people on this panel have put him on. It's as simple as that.
And ladies and gentlemen, tune in next week on Vibes from the 6 when Alan says, how about he does more than 2 or 3 performances instead of 1 or 2? That number's just going to keep going up and up and up.
There you go. And
can I just say,
guys, please, let's move on to United. Manchester United have
my Brazilian Joga Bonito winger. Look at him. What? Are you mad?
Antony,
are you mad?
Antony to Manchester United. Here we go. Agreed in principle with Ajax. €100 million fee. And
how much? Say that again.
100 million euros, which is 85 million
Music to my fucking ears, man.
Right? The contract until June of 2027 with an option until 2028, and should be signed tomorrow. Contract is prepared. This is Eredivisie record fee for a player, and Antony will be moving to Manchester United next week.
First of all, I'd like to start off by saying, well done to John Murta and Richard Arnold.
And Joel Glazer.
No.
Glazer's in.
Leave them pricks out of this.
Glazer's in.
Well done to John Murta and what's his name? And Richard Arnold for single-handedly raising the profile of the Eredivisie by giving them 180 million this summer to bolster up the league, because that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? We help the rest of Europe out. Second of all, people are going to sit here and they're going to talk about the fee. Everyone bring out your calculators. Where's the Casios? Everyone bring them out. Let's do a bit of mental maths or something. I'll be real with you. I could not care if it was 100 million. I couldn't care if it was 180 million or 260 million. We need a left-footed winger, and we have a left-footed winger. Is he good? Yes. And no one here can tell me, apart from that price, no one here can tell me that he's not a good winger. He's incredible when it comes to one-on-ones. He's a creator, and he makes the right decisions when he gets in the final third. Price, I couldn't care about. I'll be real. You can sit here and talk about 100 million. When he does flop, I'm pretty sure if he does flop, I'm pretty sure we'll sit here and we'll talk about his price tag. But for the time being, that's none of my business. I'll be real. I'm not a mathematician. I'll leave that up to the rest. I'll leave that up to you.
What do you expect from him?
It never used to be a thing until City started spending money.
What do you expect from Antony?
What do I expect from him? I expect him to fit straight into this team on the right-hand side, and I expect him to help with the chance creation. I expect him to give us something completely unique that we haven't seen on that right-hand side since Cristiano Ronaldo was playing there. A player that can play on their left foot, a player that is a danger goal. Sorry?
What about the adjustment period? Because to expect
listen, we don't know. I don't know. Adjustment period might be there. It might not be there. Maybe because it's a system that he's used to and he's played all his life, he can come in and slot in. Maybe he needs time to get used to the toughness of the league, what's the word again? The word that people love to use when it comes to players in the Premier League. So it might take time. It might not. Either way, all I'm saying is, we've been crying for a left-footed winger, and we have as fans for a long time, and I'm glad that we finally have our Joga Bonito winger, man. We're finally going. Listen, I'll be real with you. It's all fun and games now, but on Sunday when we're 2-0 up at the Emirates and it's the 89th minute and he's doing
Old Trafford. It's at Old Trafford, bro.
Sorry, did I say Emirates? My bad. I'll get to that carpet another time. But when we're 2-0
you're still looking for a sponsorship up there. I believe you've got to upgrade your ground first.
When we're 2-0 up at Old Trafford and it's the 89th minute,
like leaking roofs.
And you see Antony on the wing just doing his little 360 turns for absolutely no reason to kill time. I will be
this
smiling.
sounds like a similar hype to when Anthony Marshall was joining, to be fair.
Oh god, I can't believe it. Let AK finish, guys.
That's all I gotta say, man. 100 million, 600 million. Let it be whatever it is. You lot can talk about the price. This is the way I'm looking at it. And let me just clarify, because I know the price matters, and I'm not going to discredit the price because that's stupid. The price does matter, and the price will add to the pressure. The price will add to the expectations, and the price will add to the amount of eyes on him. We will all be watching him when he makes his debut, and we'll all be seeing what he's capable of. Absolutely, and I get that. Yeah. All that aside for a second, if I'm looking at from a profile of a player and what we need, he is what we need. We needed a left-footed winger, and we have our left-footed winger. Thank you very much.
Very quickly,
R.I.P. Rashford.
Wait, two questions, because obviously
Rashford's still going to play over him.
Hold on, wait. We said last season about both Lukaku and
you're high.
No. We said about both Lukaku and Grealish not performing for the 100 million. First of all, does he have to for the first season coming in at that amount? Obviously, high-profile players or high value not performing. Does he have to perform because of such a high amount? And if not,
absolutely.
Yeah, okay. And then obviously, for such a young age, coming into a new league, 100 million, do you reckon that price tag might weigh heavy on him?
I mean, listen, as I said, it will add to the expectation and the amount of eyes on him 100%. How he deals with that, we'll have to wait and see. I'm not one to make excuses for players, especially specifically my players, because I know what I demand from my players and I know what I expect from my players. So he will have an adjustment period, but I think it's a thing where once you pay that amount of money for a player, you need to see things straight away, even if it's not the full product that you're going to see in the next 3, 4, 5 years, because he is a young player and he will be a player that'll be here for the next 4, 5 years. If it's not seeing the full product straight away, I need to see at least something of the money that I paid for.
You do like getting your pants pulled down for some money, don't you?
I mean, listen, we've been there, we've done that. Do you know what I'm saying? This time, this is, do you know what? Yeah, this is a Glazer signing, but it's a Glazer signing for the right reason this time. You can pay the 100 million. I couldn't give a. I don't care how much you play, but as long as you're signing him for football reasons, it doesn't matter. Previously, we would have paid 100 million right now for Dybala or for a Icardi or someone to come in just because he can sell a few more shirts overseas. But the fact that we paid 100 million for a player that fits a system, that player that fits a profile that we need, I'm not mad at it, man. People can talk about the price all they want. I don't care because we would have spent the 100 million on bullshit either way.
Okay. I'm not going to talk about the price. I'm just going to talk about the adjustment period for.
None of you man can talk about the price, bro. Let's not forget you spent money on Pepe. You Rack over there spent money on fucking Central Seas lookalike. Mojo, you spent money on.
Look, I'm just sat here.
And Daps, don't forget you got that little pretty boy sitting on the bench as well.
Look,
so
I'm just
no one here can talk to me about price.
Minding my own business.
No one's talking about
I want you to know this.
No one seems very defensive.
It is. I'm trying to attack before you lot attack. I'm trying to get it in before you.
No, but AK, I'm just sat here minding my own business, and you're attacking
the best
for no reason.
Let's talk about
For no reason, bro. My
Yeah,
club just came back from liquidation.
It's just
bro.
I sensed that there was the talk was coming, so I thought if I hit first,
It came from the Arsenal, man. Attack him.
Sorry, I apologize. Guys.
Literally,
with that type of money
spent
spent
for no reason.
With that type of money spent, he's going to be put on high pressure, as you already know.
It'll be challenging.
And at Manchester United, he's going to get the same treatment Lukaku got. He's going to get the same treatment that Jack Grealish got this past summer. He's going to get the same treatment Sancho was getting. And on top of everything else, he is going. Yeah, of course, Pepe. Pepe was called a flop after his first week of playing football at Arsenal.
Were they wrong?
They weren't wrong, but Pepe isn't worth 100 million euros. Man was worth what, 72 million?
No, he wasn't.
Pounds. He was worth 72 million pounds, which is close to 90 something million euros.
Yeah. Bro, it was a flop, absolute flop. And you know what? We hold that. And I personally think Antony, he is not. I'm not going to say he's going to flop, but what I'm going to say, he's going to take a long time to adjust. This whole
we don't
thing.
know. We don't
know.
We don't know.
I generally think, based on Eredivisie players coming over, we've seen Hakim Ziyech.
No, not this.
No.
I hope he flops.
Luis Suarez came from the Eredivisie.
One second.
All we can say is we don't know.
You signed Hakim Ziyech. You signed Hakim Ziyech at Chelsea. We've seen what do you call it? Certain players work out before, but then we've seen players like Steven Bergwijn come to Tottenham, never really hit the numbers that he was supposed to hit.
You signed Phil Jones, we signed Kun Aguero.
I'm really thinking
Premier League winner Phil Jones, please.
I'm not
Premier League winner Aguero
or anything like that. Just hear me out. I'm not saying Eredivisie tax or anything like that. I'm just saying it's going to take a lot longer for him to adjust, playing a different style, similar style, but in a different league with different type of defenders, different level of physicality. The Eredivisie is not similar to the Premier League in that level. If he was playing in the French league, maybe I could say his physicality-wise. If he was playing, obviously he's playing in a more technical league. But right now, Manchester United don't even play to that standard of what you guys were doing, what they were doing at Ajax. So I'm gonna have.
You know what, you make good points, and I can't disregard the points you're making because obviously
I'm not even.
All jokes aside, it is gonna be those things where we don't know if it's how long the adjustment period is gonna be. We don't know if it's gonna if he's gonna come in, and because he's so used to the system and it's something that he's played all his life, he might look at that and jumps in, hit the ground running straight away. He might come in and be used to the system, but not be used to the intensity of the league and struggle a little bit. These are questions that we don't have answers for at the moment. We can obviously sit here and speculate, but your speculation is as good as mine. But thankfully, and thank the heavens, thank the Lords, thank everyone, We've got Brendan Rodgers next, and he's gonna give us all the adjustment we need. We're gonna have fun with it. By the time we're done with Leicester City, he'll have all the adjustment that he needs, bro.
He's not gonna play versus Leicester.
He will. He'll come on. He'll be on the bench.
Listen, what AK is saying is absolutely correct. There are reasons why this may not work in the short term or in the long term or whatever. I hope he flops. I hope it turns out to be a complete and utter waste of money. But we just don't know. He could play. He could play and adapt immediately.
Hating on a young man for no reason.
I'm a hater, man. I'm a hater. Come on.
You've seen a whole new side to you, right?
You call my man.
We're changing.
That ain't no love.
Rack used to be a good person, guys. I don't know what happened.
He did, innit? He did. He changed. They signed Nunez and won 9-0, and all of a sudden Rack's changed into a horrible person, a horrible human.
He said Liverpool is one of the best teams of all time.
Oh, he said top five of all time.
I used to think you were a nice guy, Rax, but you don't deserve that skyline view, Rax. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the innocent act is dropping now, man.
Okay,
I'm telling
you. There was also a game. Are we gonna talk about the game at all?
Was there?
Yeah, 1-0.
What game?
Versus Southampton, where I don't know, the handball rules seem to have been changed.
Okay, first of all, let's deal with this first, because I feel like it was. I knew it was.
There was 90 minutes in the game. I just want to make that very clear.
I
we're
knew
going to focus on this handball. Yeah.
Let's talk about it first. It's better if we get it out of the way.
High kick.
Bro, I'm consistent. I always talk about referees.
Let's get it out of the way. You know what? The ball did hit his hand. It hit his hand twice. There's no denying that. But again, I feel like people just need to take a moment, take a deep breath, and read the rules of the game that the game is being refereed by. That ball was less than a centimeter away when it bounced off the defender's head onto his hand. That was never going to be given as a penalty, ever. So again, we could talk about, oh, the ball did hit his hand. No one can deny that. But if we're looking at the rules of the game, what the separate referees are supposed to go by, it was the correct decision because distance is taken into account, and the distance was way too close for it to be awarded as a penalty. Moving on from that, as a performance, I don't think
massive
it was that
win.
good of a,
Massive win.
I don't think it was that good of a performance, but I think the 3 points were needed. The 3 points were very, very much needed. The first time Man United has picked up back-to-back 3 points since February. First time we've kept a clean sheet away from home since December last year. The first time team
is looking good.
Listen, I mean, again, they talk about his height. He had Joe Rebo and what's his name and Shea Adams trying to bully him the whole night and didn't lose a single aerial duel. Looked incredible on the ground. That he's I mean, the left side of our defense, the way they play that ball out from the back, and it's crazy because as soon as the Chuckle brothers got put on the bench, our defenses looked instantly better. So I'm gonna say the same thing that I said against Liverpool. The most beautiful sight in that game was when the camera panned to the bench and there was Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, and Wan-Bissaka with Ronaldo sitting on top of them. That was the moment of the game for me, as it should be from this point on until the end of the season. None of those four should ever start a game for Manchester United. Casemiro came on.
Malacia for sure is massive, man. Malacia
damn,
for sure.
I thought he's a Ronaldo fan, guys. What the hell happened?
And I love Ronaldo. There's no football on this planet that I share more love for than Ronaldo. But respectfully, Manchester United comes first. And as far as I'm concerned, Manchester United comes first. And as much love I have for you,
how long?
You need to it's time to go, lad. The other person that I wanted to shout out, the other person that I need to shout out as well, who came on, who I think looked good when he came in, even though it was a short span of 10 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the best defensive midfielder in the league now officially wears Manchester United red. Whether you like it or not, you can cry about it, you can do whatever you want.
Better than Rodgers.
We went from having no defensive
DM.
Better than Party.
I just want to finish what I'm saying without being interrupted.
Better than Party, bro. You need to allow that.
We just went from crying about not having a defensive midfielder for 5 years to picking up probably the best in class in the world. Okay, maybe he's not the best in the league or the best in the world. Obviously, there's the Rodgers and the Fabinhos and a couple others we won't mention, but.
I mean, he's won more Champions League.
He's
there or thereabouts, right?
Yeah, he's up there as one of the best in his position, and he looked good when he looked good when he came on. He looked good when he came on. He looked like he got stuck in straight away. If you're watching the game when he came on, he got stuck in straight away. Didn't look like he lost a yard from what we saw at the end of last season with Madrid. That midfield, we still need we still need a number 8, man. Because whoever you're gonna put next to him, if it's Eriksen, it's not gonna work. I'll be real. I'll say it now. Him and Eriksen next to each other won't work. Bruno Fernandes is not going to get dropped as much as we all want him to get dropped. So, listen, I'm going to keep talking because it's about my football club. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to get everything I need to say
out. This person's called AK247 as well. That's crazy.
I'm going to get it all out of my system, and then you lot
and he's a gooner.
Yeah, that's really about it, man. Big up the lads. Tony Marshall hopefully back soon. We missed him. You could tell we missed him.
They're giving him a new contract, by the way.
As they should. That's my number 9, and he needs to prove himself finally. By the way, sorry, before I finish, one more thing as well. If I ever tune into a Manchester United game and I see Antony Elanga and Marcus Rashford starting on the same pitch at the same time, I might be forced to bleach my eyes because I don't think I can put up with a minute more of watching those two buffoons running up and down the wing, doing absolutely nothing for the football club. They are two headless chickens who have no brains when it gets into the final third. Don't know what decision to make. They don't know whether to pass, whether to shoot. Rashford is finally showing some confidence, taking a man on. But as soon as he takes a man on and he reaches the byline, he kicks the ball straight out of play. So, yeah, I don't need to see either of those two, which is why Antony's worth 100 million, because we don't get to see Elanga again.
Okay. And I think that's why you guys went and bought Antony, because you guys seen Elanga play terrible and you're like, you know what, we need to sort this out. But anybody have anything else to say?
Good enough. Elanga ain't good enough. But you know what? I'll be honest. I think the big changes for Man United have been Maguire at last being dropped. Varane and Martinez, they're showing, look, Varane is Varane in it. Like, we've all bantered him, but he is Varane. He's now got Martinez next to him. Again, we've all bantered the height. None of us really actually thought the height fucking meant anything whatsoever, but we bantered it. But I think the key one for me is Shaw and Malacia. Against Liverpool, when Malacia was losing Malacia lost 1 or 2 first balls, but it's the way, again, I'll say it again, it's a bounce back, and it's the way whereas Shaw, if Shaw loses a ball, he just gives up, whereas Malacia was chasing back.
Facts.
Trying to win,
Luke Shaw's huffing and puffing there. You're right.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, your left centre back is actually being able to play as a left centre back and not ultimately have to cover your left back all the time. And I think it's just simple things. If you look at anyone that's won a league, the defense has been decent, and United's defense has been so damn shit for so long that I feel like the first 2 games could be a godsend by the end of the season for Man United. The fact they lost both of them, because it's meant that things have been addressed like early doors. I think the fact they switched their attention from chasing De Jong, a ball playing DM, to actually going and getting more of a, I don't want to call him a destroyer, but more of a workhorse as a 6. Like, that will be massive towards the end of the season, because you look at anyone that does anything in the league, if you don't get your 6 right, you might as well wave goodbye to anything that is going on in the league. Because if you don't get your 6 right, you're fucked. Especially if your defense has weaknesses, because if Varane gets injured, Mr. Maguire is going to step forward again. So United have to be prepared for that. And with a ball playing DM, I said it from the start of the summer, with all the changes that I'm going to call him 10 Hag again now. He dropped to 8 Hag. He's won his last 2 games. He's back to 10. So he's 10 Hag.
Let's go. We got the respect of the streets back.
But if they have to get that right, because the minute Maguire comes back in, they're going to need a good DM in front of them. And they have got one. We can't deny it. The guy's come from Real Madrid. Now, has he come for the right reason? We don't know. But he is an elite number 6. So, listen, I just can't wait to watch the game next weekend. If I don't go Villa, I might even do a watch along for the Arsenal United game, because that game is big. I want.
Igal, where are you watching the game, Igal?
Which one?
The Arsenal United game.
It's on Sunday, right?
Oh well, AK. If you want to come down here, bro,
I mean, listen, Daps. If you can get me an Arsenal fan in that room,
I've got one. I've already got one.
I will be there.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
where are
I'm
you?
down.
You're up north, man. It's gonna take me
Bedford,
forever.
Bedford. It's just north of London, bro. It's really not that
How am I
far.
gonna get home?
Train?
You're sponsored by Emirates, man. Fly there for all weekend.
Yeah, train, bro. It's a train. Train
I'm
from
never,
here to London.
no, the thing is, if I go all the way there, I'm never gonna get back in time for the show. Am I gonna sleep over? The hell? What's gonna happen?
When is it? When is it? Saturday or Sunday?
It's a Sunday.
Bro, it's 35-minute train from here to London.
I don't live in London. Don't forget
I was
that.
getting his
I
excuse.
know, I'm just telling you, it's a 35-minute train
We'll
from here
sort
to
something
London.
out. Honestly, I would love to. I would love to do that. Let's sort it out. But right now,
Igal, you wouldn't. You wouldn't, Igal.
Allah, I would.
When we're 2-0 up, and the camera is zooming in on your face, and
It's a
I'm
win-win
there,
for me.
and I'm
It's a
there,
win-win for me.
Bro, I was on streams. We were losing at home 5-6 games in a row under Arteta's early era. Don't forget that. And my channel was still going. I was doing watch-alongs. Bro, there's nothing worse than that. I had 400-500 people in the chat cussing me. I literally have people sending me super chats saying, take your shirt off. It's embarrassing. It was mad. Anyways, I'm done out here, guys. We got to wrap this up. We've gone for 2 hours. Love and respect, guys. Big up to everyone for watching. It's great to have the 5 of us back.
Yeah, I
together.
agree with that. I agree with you.
Six of us.
It's nice to have, and Rax is a good addition. You know what? Rax came in today. I know he's disappeared now, but he came in today being a different Rax, in it. You know, like when Mo all of a sudden turned into the aggressive Mo.
What?
He was sending for everyone because Mo
is aggressive all the time.
No,
don't let him lie. Don't let him lie to you.
Mo's context Mo, but at some point
I want to know how this is gonna be. What's the dynamic gonna be for the World Cup? Because are you guys gonna be this heated for nationals?
I can't lie.
You know what? No.
Mo?
I just want to know.
This
is what I want to know. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you like one by one. I just want to know who you guys are backing in the World Cup. Just real quick. Mojo?
Canada and France.
Well, I don't know. We'll see how I feel.
Daps?
No, England. I mean, I enjoy the. You know what it is with the World Cup.
I can't back it.
Yours is Canada. And
we enjoy watching other teams, innit? But I'll back England. I've got to.
I think I always back France every year, and Canada in the first time in my life, Canada's in a major tournament.
Canada in it, isn't they? Yeah.
I'm telling you, by the end of the World Cup, mine and Alan's centre backs are going to come back with a World Cup medal, whether you like it or not.
What?
Maguire?
There is no.
No. That Romero Martinez partnership is going to be undefeated in the World Cup.
What with Alvarez? Alvarez backing up top.
Yeah, you're getting one as well. You're getting one as well.
I'm good with that. I'll take that.
Do you have any Argentinians at Chelsea?
They don't have footballers at Chelsea.
Okay. Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up there.
You
guys.
employ Phil Jones.
I'm sorry. Wallahi, no. Can I just apologize? I've been mean today. Yeah, I've been mean today.
Guys,
let me apologize.
Love and respect, everyone. You already know what it is. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to get through the rest of the games. We've gone for 2 hours. Peace out, guys.
Harry Maguire.
Good evening. Good night.
Well played.